The Premier League schedule offers no respite, and for Manchester United, it presents an immediate chance at redemption. Fresh from a morale-boosting, if imperfect, victory over Crystal Palace, the task is straightforward, yet historically fraught. Defeat West Ham United at Old Trafford. The context of the table magnifies this fixture. Rivals have stumbled, Tottenham dropped points, Newcastle faltered. And the unpredictable nature of the season has opened a door. United failed to walk through a similar doorway against Everton, producing a dire performance against 10 men. The lesson must be learned now. This isn't just about 3 points. It's about demonstrating a consistency of performance and mentality that has been achingly absent. West Ham, arriving without their suspended talisman Lucas Paqueta, represent a challenge that United should, on paper, navigate. But football is never played on paper, especially at a theatre of dreams that has recently staged its share of nightmares in matches of this very nature. Analysing the selection dilemmas begins with the positive news. Kobbie Mainoo is available. His return from concussion protocols is a significant boost, offering a composure and progressive ball carrying that was sorely missed. However, his immediate reintegration isn't a foregone conclusion. The midfield partnership of Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes, flanked by Mason Mount, function with greater control and tempo in the second half against Palace. There's a compelling argument for stability, for rewarding that improved display, and allowing Mainoo to be a potent option from the bench. This decision forms the first critical pivot point for the manager. Does he disrupt a unit that found a rhythm to accommodate his most technically secure young midfielder, or does he utilise that talent to change the game later, preserving the semblance of continuity? This leads to the more contentious debate in the defensive line. The performance against Crystal Palace, while culminating in a clean sheet, exposed familiar vulnerabilities. The right side of the defence, whether through Euro or the support from Amad Diallo, lacked solidity and was rarely a convincing outlet. While Lisandro Martinez's return to fitness sparks dreams of his formidable partnership with Luke Shaw, introducing him directly against the pace and direct threat of Jared Bowen seems a risk. Shaw himself was a standout against Palace, providing essential width and defensive assurance. The more plausible change lies at right centre-back. Euro is enduring a difficult patch, a spell where confidence seems fragile and mistakes creep in. There is a case for protection, for withdrawing him from the firing line and reinstating Masro. This isn't necessarily a permanent demotion, but a strategic shield, allowing the player a mental reset while deploying a potentially more secure option against a physical West Ham attack. Predicting West Ham's approach is less about mystery and more about acknowledging a proven formula. Everton, just a week ago, provided the exact blueprint for frustrating this United side at Old Trafford. Organised, deep, disciplined defending, coupled with a relentless focus on transitions and set pieces. Without Paqueta's creative genius, Moyes is almost compelled to double down on these pragmatic principles. The likely solution is to bring in the defensively robust Thomas Soucek, creating a midfield trio with Alvarez and Ward-Prowse that is, frankly, horrendously defensive. Their primary objective will be to suffocate space, challenge every second ball, and look to feed Jarrod Bowen in isolated situations. Bowen is unequivocally their danger man. His movement, finishing, and work ethic mean United's left flank, likely Shaw with support, must be meticulously prepared. The threat is singular, obvious, and yet consistently effective. For United, the tactical imperative transcends formation. It's about tempo and intelligence. The first half display against Palace was a regression to the Everton torpor, slow, predictable, and lacking in verticality. The second half showcased the necessary antidote. Quicker one-touch passing, purposeful movement off the ball, and players like Fernandes and Mount taking responsibility to probe between the lines. Against West Ham's anticipated low block, this will be even more crucial. The wide players, particularly Amad Diallo and Jandro Garnacho, must be more involved. They have been subdued in recent games, perhaps due to defensive doubling up or a lack of service. The system must be tweaked to isolate them in one-on-one situations, as their dribbling ability is a key tool for breaking down packed defences. It cannot be solely down to Bruno's moment of magic or a set piece. The attacking patterns must be clearer, The rotations sharper. Fool. The psychological dimension is as important as the tactical one. The phrase "a game we should be winning" has become a curse at Old Trafford. The pressure of expectation seems to stifle rather than inspire. The manager's team selection will send a message. Sticking with a winning side, barring perhaps one defensive change, projects faith and demands a standard. It tells the players that the second half performance against Palace is now the minimum requirement. Introducing Mainu might signal a desire for greater control from the outset, but it also risks unsettling a fragile confidence. The ideal scenario blends both. A starting 11 with the focus and aggression to establish dominance, with the luxury of introducing a talent like Mainu to dictate the game when legs tire and space is open. In essence, this fixture is a test of maturity. West Ham are competent, well-drilled and dangerous on the counter, but they are also limited and missing their star. This is not a match requiring a season-best performance. It demands professionalism, concentration and the execution of fundamental principles. Control the midfield, nullify Bowen, move the ball with speed and be clinical in the final third. The 2-0 victory over Palace, secured through set-piece prowess and a moment of individual quality, provides a template. The errors of the Everton debacle provide the warning. United have been handed a second consecutive opportunity to gain ground and build momentum in this congested period. Letting it slip again would be more than dropped points. It would be a damning indictment of the team's progress. The prediction, therefore, is rooted in cautious optimism rather than overwhelming conviction. The quality exists within the squad to secure a victory. The mentality has been the perpetual question. This is the moment to answer it. A professional, controlled 2-0 win, with goals likely stemming from a set piece and a break against a stretched opponent, feels like the necessary and achievable outcome. The journey towards consistency has to start somewhere, and a routine victory over West Ham, exercising the ghost of the Everton performance, is the perfect place to begin.